New construction, most major remodeling projects, and projects involving a change in occupancy require that a building permit be obtained from the local jurisdiction. The task of holding discussions with engineers and other jurisdictional staff involved in a review and approval process often falls to the project manager. This is where the plan review board comes in, or the design review board. They evaluate the construction documents. These groups are responsible for ensuring that the plans meet codes and standard construction methodology required in a jurisdiction. The evaluation must be completed before building permits are issued. Before a building permit is issued, construction documents are evaluated by a local jurisdictional department. If the project is new, construction or construction remodeling of building materials might also be submitted. Each jurisdiction has specific requirements as to what is to be submitted for review. This review applies to residential as well as commercial use of the property. Depending on the contract responsibility, the type of project, and jurisdiction laws, the owner, the architect, and interior designer submits copies of plans and specifications to the plan review board. An interior designer can submit construction drawings under his or her name and seal for a building permit only if the interior designer is licensed or registered. Laws do not use integrated design, now often referred to as an integrative design, is an emerging practice in which numerous stakeholders in a project are included in your design from the beginning. Next are the project schedules. Project schedules are prepared during programming as part of the revised work plan, are refined during schematics, and are updated throughout the project. The project manager or designer carefully monitors the schedule. Project schedules can take in many forms, depending on who is using the information, such as designers. Designers might use a schedule set up on a daily basis, or use week-by-week descriptions. Project managers or design director needs a week-by-week or monthly schedule to aid in accepting, estimating, and assigning new work. Computer software is available to assist with project scheduling. There are three methods in creating project schedules, which are commonly used for visualizing the project schedule. These three are the milestone, the bar chart, and the critical path method. The first is the milestone. This is the easiest of scheduling a project. In this method, the designer outlines the activities that are required for the project and then establishes the target dates for their completion. Space can be included to indicate who is responsible for each activity. Next is the bar chart. The bar chart, also known as the Gantt chart, named for Henry Gantt, consists of a description of tasks required on the left-hand side and horizontal bars on the right-hand side, showing time required to complete the task in days, weeks, or even months. Critical path method, used for complex projects. This scheduling method both displays and is dependent on the interrelationships of activities and the detailed tasks of each activity. Any one activity in a sequence cannot be completed unless the previous tasks and related activities have been completed. Project budgeting. Regardless of the type of project, establishing and sticking to the budget is a critical issue for both the client and the interior designer. A project that comes in significantly over the client's budget can lead to a potential lawsuit and ethics charges. Budgeting for the interiors primarily involves estimating the cost of furniture, architectural finishes, and accessories. Clients rarely grant designers free rein with unlimited budget. In fact, there are some methods that can be used in the concern. So one method that can be used in the concern developing ranges, and this is the lowest grade or group of manufacturers includes those with budget lines. The second is the second group, which consists of those that offer medium quality goods that would be serviceable and will be several years of satisfactory use. The third group this would include many of the high-end manufacturers whose products are known for their high quality. And the last group would be manufacturers that could supply custom goods or that are known to carry the very best quality of item. The second thing that you can do, second budgeting technique is to use the typicals. At its simplest, the technique starts with an average typical furniture arrangement. Residential designers also find this method useful as a starting point when they are helping a client understand the potential overall cost of furnishing a portion of the home. Product budgeting on a square foot basis is also a possible thing that the interior designer can do in creating a project budget. The designer can use this information to give a ballpark budget of all furniture and finishes based on square footage. The next is estimate each item. Estimating using standard materials, cost, and labor charges for individuals items such as window treatments, carpeting, tiles, and so on. It is also important to do product budgeting on a square foot basis. In this case, a designer utilizes historical data that he or she has collected on a variety of project types and condition. As preliminary discussions of project and feasibility and budget are conducted, the designer can use these factors to clarify potential cost to the client. Managing and recording your time. Effective time management and faithful time recording are critical skills and tasks for the professional interior designer. All of your design work must be accomplished during those hours. You need to work or choose to work. One thing you can do is time management. The purpose of time management is not to control the time, but to control the use of time. Getting into a habit of using good time management can help the designer do required tasks on time and with a lower level of stress. Time management is simple and is founded on the common basic management responsibilities of planning, decision making, and control. One of the absolute truth is that time is equivalent to money. The habit of good time management makes recording the time work on any project much easier. Next is the time records. Recording time is an imperative when the designer charges by hour. It also helps create a good history for how long it takes to design different kinds of projects. This is helpful when estimating fees for new projects. This is to be sure how to separate billable and non-billable time. Accurate time recording helps ensure that you bill for all the time you have spent on a project, helping improve your profitability. Using time management and time recording can lead to more effective use of time and prevent the loss of billable time. So shown here are the sample templates for time management, which is a computer-based time record system sheet, and the time records, a sample form for keeping track of all billable hours worked by a design staff employee. Reasons to make time record keeping a habit. Time, as we know, equals to money in interior design. Keeping track of time while working on projects helps you recognize whether a type of project is profitable for the time invested. Recording non-billable time is also important as it can help a practice owner realize what kind of assistance is needed with administrative tasks. So number one reason is the accurate time records are necessarily for billing. Two is time records help the designer or firm owner check on the progress of current jobs. Three is keep accurate time records help a designer or design firm determine what kind of projects are actually profitable. Then a record of time work on previous projects help the design firm determine budgets and fees for new projects. Fifth, historical time records can also help a firm decide if it even wants to take on certain kinds of project. Six is time records can be assistance to managers when they when they do employee performance reviews. Seventh is time records and historical utilization records assist the firm owners in making the overall budget and planning decisions. A wide variety of management control help reports can be generated from timesheets. Next are the project files or job books, keeping all the records and documents concerning a particular project so that the designer or anyone else in the office can quickly track the answers to questions as a very important task for the project manager. So the project file should contain the following categories of information, such as meeting notes, correspondence, samples, and floor plans. Keeping a project file up to date and organized requires disciplines just as time management does. But it is immensely useful. All the information the designer needs about the project is in one place. So here are the files that should be contained in your project file. The meeting notes includes the notes taken from the initial interview up until the meeting and the names of those in the attendance. Next is the correspondence. The primary document in the correspondence group is a copy of the signed design contract. Next are the samples such as textiles and other materials specified for a project, and as well as the floor plans. The project file should have a printed copy of the final floor plans. The copy of the signed approved floor plans and should be included in the project file. Lastly are other items that may include a copy of the formal bid specifications, equipment lists, invoices and manufacturers, time records, and freight information. So as seen on the right side of the presentation, these are the documents typically included in a project file. Lastly is building information modeling, or BIM. Build it is the use of virtual building information models to develop building design solutions and documentation and to analyze construction processes. So the advantages for using this is to leads to superior coordination and drawing documents. Next is enable cost savings throughout somewhat reduced design labor and projects. Expertise provides new markets from design firm, including global work. And disadvantages for this are it requires a learning curve for all firms involved in a project, may require changes in a firm and management philosophy, and is a fairly new technique that is not yet common in use. So with this project delivery tool, changes are handled more efficiently and elegantly. When one thing is changed, the building components, specifications, and costs are also automatically changed. Errors are minimized through this type of automatic change management. Lastly is the value engineering. So it's a method of analyzing and specifying products and design solution based on cost effectiveness. The key concept in this strategy is to find acceptable substitution for higher cost design concepts in order to provide quality outcomes at lower cost. Value engineering can be another useful marketing tool for interior designers to show clients how they offer values and knowledge in design. In addition, applying the value engineering in appropriate ways can be useful when the designer is trying to show how he or she differs from competitors. So clients today are looking for a greater value and lower prices. The recession may have forced this concept on clients who formerly did not have an overwhelming concern for the low bid or low price. Like it or not, this concern is unlikely disappear for many years. Interior designers must recognize that the clients at all economic levels and in all demographics are looking for value and in finding ways to make the silk purse from the soothsayer's value engineering is part of the future of the profession.